small kids, small problem, big kids, big problem. And usually we think when the kids are big, our job as parents diminish, yes. However, it changes, it evolves with our kids. And the importance here, and that's a challenging one for me, my husband is way better at that, is to keep boundaries while supporting our kids and not overstepping into their lives, trying to protect them, trying to still be the helicopter mom who's trying to deal and sort them out in all situations and not letting them deal with their own issue as adults. And this is a tough one for me. And I'm learning as we go. And it's important to really work as a team with your husband to make sure that he doesn't bring friction, and so your kids don't play you against each other, same as when they were children. It's even more important today as they are adults. And I always forget, if it's your first time here, please like the video if this series has brought you so far any help. If you're not subscribed, subscribe for more tips, as we are actually doing a 30-day challenge with some of my friends here. And so there's more similar videos to come. So welcome to the channel. Parenting adult children is quite different to parenting young kids or even teenager. They're adult now, they're supposed to be flying the nest and, adulting. So it's usually very challenging for parents to let go of the young adult. We still want to help them, support them through everything. And this is a time for us to learn to let go, so they can become the adults and make the mistakes that they need to make, to learn the lesson that they need to learn. Because if we keep being behind them and try to support them through everything, they're not going to learn to become the adult that they could be. The first step here is to recognize that your kids are now adults. And for us moms, it's harder. So recognizing that our kids are now adult, that they need to make their own life choices, take their own decisions. And it's even more important to make sure that both you and your husband agree to the way you are going to parent your adult children, because you need to be on the same page. And the hardest thing for me is to establish clear boundaries. They're usually very blurred, even more when they still live with you at home, or maybe they're returning at home. Both my daughters lived outside. My eldest daughter lived 5 years during uni, then she came back. My youngest still lives outside, but she is due to come back, especially when they may need your help, your financial help, or are struggling any other ways. It's important to bring them support without enabling them, meaning rushing to help them in every situation and not letting them find a solution by themselves as the adult that they are now. It's important to discuss together which boundaries we feel appropriate for our kids who are still living at home. So are they contributing financially? And the other thing is, if they're staying with you in the house, they should have duties in the house. They should contribute to the family life. So whether it's cleaning the house, making dinners, maybe once a week or whatever. You guys need to first agree with these and then discuss them with your adult child to make sure that you both speak the same language on the front of your children to avoid any confusion. It could even lead to resentment against one parent that may leaning more toward what the kids want, and that would be me. Would try to help the kids all the time when my husband actually want to help them become adult. So you have to recognize where you may be the weakest link, and I am in that case. And I do my very best, and I'm working toward that to side with my husband, to let him lead in that case, because I know he has the best approach. As parents and mainly mothers, our instinct is to protect our children, to overprotect even. And so that can strain the relationship between the adult children and the parents. I give you my example of my youngest daughter who has moved away. At the beginning, I wanted to go and help her clean her flat, what shopping she's making sure that she's eating fruit and vegetables, so buying the proper food. But then she shut me down. She's like, no, I don't need you. If I need you, I will call you. And it was hard at the beginning, but I had to respect that she's an adult now. She moved away. She's able to pay her bills, to pay her rent, and that if needed, she will contact me. It was really hard at first, but I respected that and stopped trying to control her decisions. After, reading a lot and learning a lot by making mistakes with them, my approach today is to be there for them, to let them know that I will always be here to support them, to be an emotional support, to be there to guide them if they need me, and to be someone they can come to talk to. So to make sure to not bring any judgment when they come and confide to you about their life plans. It's important to remember that it is their life, their decision, their choice, and we need to respect it, even if it's really hard, because sometimes we may feel that they're really going toward something that will hurt them. But let them make that mistake, because that's the way they will learn. And even me saying that right now, it is hard for me. I'm still learning. I'm still growing into being that parent of adult kids. Often what we do as parents is we want to bail our kids out of their financial difficulties. Doing that is not helping them. It doesn't mean that we cannot help them at all. Bailing them out of everything, every situation, right? Let's say your kid go take a credit card and then max it out and is incapable of paying. Well, it's not your place to go. You're not going to help. You won't be helping by paying off and helping to pay off the debt, right? There's also a way. I think that they need to find ways to, maybe you can advise them on how to consolidate the debts, etc., to come to a manageable way of paying the debts, but not come and bail them, because what would they learn? So they can go take another credit card and you'll be there to cover the charges. Really discuss within the couple, because it can strain your finances as a couple as you're approaching retirement, as you're also trying to save now for living your life as empty nesters, as your kids are now adult. One thing to remember is that if your adult kids still live with you, you moms, you're not the one washing the clothes, making their every meals like when they were kids, and completely putting 100% of your attention into your adult kid, when that's the time that you should be focusing on your couple, right? It doesn't mean that you can't care for them, you can't make them a meal, but it should not be now your obligation to do that. You do when you have time, when you make a meal for everyone, but you shouldn't be the person sorting every move in the house, because that will just lead to you completely disconnecting with your partner and focusing on your kids. We do that when our kids are children. Our full attention is on them. So when they are adult now, even if they still live with us, it's important to prioritize our marriage because they are on the verge of leaving the nest. And when that happens, you may find yourself like, strangers because you have not prioritized your relationship and you were still dealing with your kid, which can bring resentment. And it's often us ladies who would still want to be the everything for your adult children and neglecting your husband, neglecting your marriage. So make sure to go on dates, make sure to spend time together, make sure to make your couple a priority and let them take the decision, let them make their mistakes so they can grow as balanced adults, because you don't want them to be completely dependent of you. And if you know that tomorrow they are completely unable to navigate this world because you have not given them the opportunity to become adults. And guys, please share in the comment, how do you handle being parent of adult children? It's scary, right? You want them to, you hope that they will find somebody that will love them. You're afraid that they may not find somebody that will love them. You don't want them to be hurt. You're afraid for them. But no matter how afraid you are, don't put that on them. And a lot of the time you're projecting on them and it doesn't help. Just trust that you did your very best to educate them, to bring them to where they are, and you taught them enough so they can make wise decision. Doesn't mean that they're not going to make mistakes. We all do. And just trust them. Trust them. Because when we don't, it really hurt them. And for the parent, for the couple, have fun. Enjoy that now you can decide, you don't have to wait for the school holiday anymore to travel. You can travel in low seasons. Me, I'm traveling again. But you can now enjoy life and do exactly what you want to do because your kids are adult and they can handle themselves. So take advantage of that season that you are in instead of locking yourself into something that no one asked you for.